What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 20 gameplay video. Today we're going to be talking about X Factors. We're going to go over all of the X Factors that we can expect at launch in Madden 20. And as a, I guess as a community, because I want your thoughts and suggestions down below in the comment section. Give me your 3 X Factors on offense, your 3 X Factors on defense, which ones you think you'll be rolling with on day one, or which 3 maybe you think are going to be the most effective on each side of the ball. So yesterday we talked about the difference in comparisons between Superstar Abilities and X Factors, and if you missed that video, be sure to go check it out. Today we're going to focus just on X Factors. If you're unaware of what they are, they're basically a, you know, kind of like a boost, an ability that if you meet a certain criteria within the game, you unlock this and it kind of gives you a boost to whatever player that you have it assigned to. Now we yet don't know how it's going to be you know, worked or handled in Madden Ultimate Team, but we know these abilities will be able to be used eventually somehow with certain players. That might come with their base elite or maybe with their first upgrade. We don't know, but we'll find out. I want to show you guys, and this is a website we're going to be using over the next couple days because I have a lot of videos planned to talk about X Factors, to talk about Superstar Abilities, just to talk about Madden 20 in general. Shoutouts to my guy ShopMaster. He is a fellow streamer. He is a gamer, obviously. Go check out his website, ShopMaster.tv. You're going to find the same website that I'm going to be using and that I have been using for a while now that has a lot of good information on it. So it's a Madden 20 full list of players with X Factor and Superstar Abilities. Again, today's video, we're just going to focus on X Factor Abilities. We're going to tell you guys which ones I think, just based off of you know, beta gameplay, what I think is going to be the most useful. So let's go through them. We got Unstoppable Force. Pass rush leads to quicker block shedding. Okay, Rack 'em Up wins rack catches against single coverage. Let me actually go back. I'll go through them one by one. I was going to go through them all and then kind of pick my 3. I would say Unstoppable Force is almost like a must to start out, because what was the big complaints about the beta, right? The pass rush is way too overpowered. Pass rush is going to be too overpowered, and the throwing motions take a while, so getting to the quarterback quicker is going to, you know, be useful. It's going to be, you know, your strategy, something you want to do. So I think right off the bat, Unstoppable Force is like number 1. Pass rush leads to quicker block shedding. Who doesn't like block sheds happening faster? I know, I mean, when it happens against me, I hate it, but that would be my number 1 right there. Rack 'em Up wins rack catches against single coverage. Honestly, that one, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but I wouldn't. Remember, you only get to pick 3 on each side of the ball. So 3 offense, 3 defense. I wouldn't waste one of my 3 slots on this. Shutdown, tighter coverage, and more interceptions on contested catches. If this helps out with the frequent dropped interceptions that have been plagued in Madden gameplay for a couple of years now, I'm all with this one. If you can shut people down, if you can make it harder for them to throw and have a quick pass rush, I mean, right there, that's 2 or 3 for me. Shutdown and Unstoppable Force. Again, I don't know if all these things are going to play the way they're described. Some might not be as effective as others, but just reading the descriptions and playing the Madden 20 beta and getting a taste and a feel for the gameplay when the beta was out and at EA Play, you know, these are the things that intrigue me. So let's move on. Fearmonger. Chances to pressure QB while engaged with a blocker. That was one that I believe Aaron Donald had, and we all know how great he was in, you know, in the beta. So honestly, out of the first 4 I've read, of course, again, offense, defense, Unstoppable Force, Shutdown, and Fearmonger seem like a really good combination to me. Let's move on. Double Me wins aggressive catches versus single coverage. I think this is a really, really good one to have. We don't know for sure what you have to do to unlock these things. Remember, these aren't just unlocked from the jump. You don't just get these abilities and have them all game. There's certain criteria you have to meet within that game to unlock these, and you can also be knocked out of the zone, meaning there's something that can happen that will neutralize these abilities that we're going over. Double Me seems really cool, but I think you have to get, at least from what I remember from the beta and EA Play, you have to get like 3 30-yard passes in a row, and that's one that, you know, it's just going to be tougher to get, so I wouldn't really waste my time on that. Pro Reads is a very interesting one. Highlights the first open receiver well in pocket. So that's one that I'm guessing you'll probably have to complete like 5 or 6 passes in a row to unlock it. And I think if you struggle with making reads, that one's going to be very helpful. But you also have to make reads to unlock it. So that one I would probably skip. First one free, huge fake out or high fake out rate on next juke, spin, or hurdle. That one could be tricky because spins aren't really effective, but jukes are. Hurdles I didn't really get to test. Stiff arms are probably going to be the meta early on, but I would probably fast on first one free just initially reading it. Unstoppable force, pass rush wins lead to quicker block shedding. So I'm going to take back Fearmonger, and I'm probably going to go with, okay, let me, you know what, I apologize. Unstoppable force is on there twice. Thought that sounded familiar, so I take it back. Unstoppable force, Fearmonger, and Shutdown right now are my 3 on defense. Haven't figured out my 3 on offense yet. Bazooka, this is the Patrick Mahomes ability. I think he's the only one that has this. Max throwing distance increased by 15 yards, so I take that back. They're taking Mahomes, his normal throwing distance, which is probably going to say, what, 65 yards? They're adding 15 on to make it the 80. This one's probably not a bad idea if you like to throw the ball downfield a lot, but again, with the pass rush, I don't think this one's going to be as useful as people think. Satellite wins rack and possession catches versus single coverage. So this one is basically like we have rack 'em up, but then we have satellite, which does exactly what rack 'em up does, plus a little bit more. That wouldn't sound bad, but I'll pass on that. Reinforcement, higher chance to defeat run blocks and disrupt catches. It seems like right now, I'm almost done with this list. It seems to me, that the defense ones sound a lot more useful than the offense ones. I'm gonna pass on reinforcement, but that one sounds pretty good. Fearless, throw accuracy is unaffected by defensive pressure. I think this is number 1. Like, you have to have this because we've talked about it in this video. We've talked about it in past videos. We talked about it after the beta came out. Pass rush early on is going to be a problem. So to have a fearless, a throw accuracy unaffected by pressure, that means you can stand in the pocket and your accuracy is going to be better. I would go with fearless right now as my number 1 offensive ability. Max security, high success rate on possession catches. I'd probably pass on that one. Gambler, can't be intercepted by AI defenders. That one you probably would want to go with as well. I don't know what you're going to have to do to unlock it, but I mean, not being able to be intercepted sounds really cool. Sounds kind of glitchy too, but of course it doesn't say by users, just AI. Blitz radar, highlights extra blitzers after the ball is snapped. I'd have to see how that one plays, but given the way pass rush is going to be this year, that might not be a bad idea. And then we have freight train, increased chance to break the next tackle attempt. So I think just after reading off all the list, and keep in mind, I think they've said that more of these abilities could and would be added throughout the year. So this is, this is 17, and this might not even be all of them. This is all that we know about so far. And again, we could get more. I would say for defense, the early meta is probably going to be Unstoppable Force, Shutdown, and Fearmonger. On offense, I would probably guess it's going to be Bazooka, Fearless, and Gambler, maybe Blitz Radar, because Blitz Radar is going to help you against pressure. But if you're just getting shedded and nobody's actually blitzing, maybe that one wouldn't be as useful. So let me know your 3 down below in the comment section for offense and defense. I would go Unstoppable Force, Shutdown, and Fearmonger for defense. And offense, I'd probably go, I would say maybe first one free, Fearless, and and Gambler. Those would probably be my 3. Now, we're going to talk about superstar abilities in another video. There's so many of them. If you look through this list, there's 68 to go through. And I talked a big deal yesterday's video. Go check it if you didn't see it yet. That I think superstar abilities are going to be more impactful and more useful than XFactors, because these are unlocked. We don't know how they're unlocked in MUT, but they're unlocked by default. They're basically like red chems, whereas these you have to do something special to unlock them, and you can easily be knocked out of the zone to have to unlock them again. There's also a list on here, and I won't go through the whole video, but again, ShopMasterTV, go check it out. This basically shows you you know, what X Factor these cards come with. Now, I say cards loosely because this is all for regs, but I don't know if, like, Fletcher Cox, alright? I don't know if his base elite, core elite is going to come with Fearmonger, and then it's also going to have the ability of Under Pressure and Power Specialist. I don't know if Tom Brady's card is going to come with Pro Reads, which is the one where it highlights your routes or your open receiver. I don't know if his core elite card is going to come with that plus 4 abilities. To me, that's way too overpowered. In regs, these guys will have these items, and I guess, again, with roster updates, I said this in yesterday's video, these things are going to be static. They are not static, fluid. They're going to be able to change. If JJ Watt has a shitty season, they may get rid of these abilities. I'm just using him as an example. So we don't know how it's going to play in MUT. I'd be really worried if you could get 4 of these abilities on or 5. He's got 5. 1, 2, 3. I would be very worried if you could get 5 abilities on Brady plus an X Factor in MUT. I'm hoping it's limited to 2, maybe 3, like Red Chems. But if you want to go through this list as well, this is there. This basically shows you, like, Mahomes has Bazooka, he has Escape Artist. These are all the abilities. But just strictly speaking on X Factors, let me know what your picks are down below in the comments section. And that's all we got. We'll be back tomorrow, maybe Monday, Tuesday. At some point, we're going to do a separate video on offensive abilities and defensive abilities. And I think that's really where you're going to see a lot of glitchiness and a lot of really cool but cheesy combinations. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.